Why don't you ever talk to me anymore?" she whispered, her voice trembling in the silence of their California apartment. The moonlight spilled across the floor, outlining her long, graceful figure as she sat by the window, hugging her knees. Her husband stood by the door, his tie loosened, his face hard with frustration. He wanted to say something, but the words refused to come. For months, their marriage had been a battlefield of silence. He was too proud, too wounded by his own struggles at work, and she was too fragile, craving the warmth of a touch that never came. She reached for him night after night, but he always turned away, leaving her to cry softly into the darkness. She looked perfect on the outside, her beauty glowing, her elegance drawing every eye. When they stepped out together, but behind closed doors, her heart felt invisible. Tonight was no different. She had prepared dinner, waited for him, but he came home late again. "You don't even see me anymore," she said, her voice cracking. Tears shimmered in her big, expressive eyes as she turned away from him. He clenched his fists, not out of anger at her, but at himself. Deep inside, he loved her, desired her, but he didn't know how to show it. Her sob broke him. Slowly, he walked across the room, each step heavy with regret. She tensed, expecting another cold silence, but instead he knelt down beside her. His hand reached out, trembling, brushing a strand of hair from her face. Her heart skipped a beat at the unexpected tenderness. For the first time in so long, their eyes locked, her gaze filled with pain, his filled with unspoken love. "I don't want to lose you," he finally whispered. The weight of those words lingered in the air. He cupped her face gently, his thumbs wiping her tears. Her breath caught as his closeness burned through the wall he had built between them. The distance of months collapsed in a single heartbeat. The story shifted from silence into something dangerous, powerful, and intimate. She didn't pull away this time. Instead, she leaned into his hand, letting herself hope again. Her heart pounded as his touch lingered on her face, his fingers tracing the edge of her jaw with a tenderness she had almost forgotten. She wanted to resist, to remind him of the pain he had caused, but the warmth of his presence melted her resolve. His scent, his breath so close, awakened a longing buried under months of cold nights. "Do you even know how much I cried for you?" she whispered, her voice breaking between anger and desperation. He closed his eyes, guilt flashing across his face. "Every night," she continued, "I prayed you would just hold me even once. But you—" Her words died as he pressed his forehead gently against hers, his eyes heavy with regret. "I was blind," he confessed. "I thought being strong meant shutting you out. But I was wrong. I need you more than I've ever admitted." His voice was rough, unsteady, each word shaking with truth. Her lips trembled as tears rolled down her cheeks again. But this time he kissed them away, softly at first, like he was afraid she might push him back. But when she didn't, when her hands clutched at his shirt, he deepened the kiss, pouring all his sorrow and desire into it. Her body softened against him, surrendering to the closeness she had yearned for. His hands trailed gently down her arms, over her waist, holding her as if she might vanish. She gasped softly, her chest rising and falling with the rush of emotions. The wall of silence had broken. Now passion replaced it. They fell into each other's arms, not out of lust, but out of a desperate need to heal. Every kiss, every touch was a promise that they would no longer hide, no longer let pride destroy what they had. She pressed closer, her long figure trembling in his embrace, while he whispered against her lips, "You are my everything. I will never push you away again." In that moment, the room no longer felt heavy. The moonlight, the silence, the broken pieces of their marriage, everything faded into the background. All that remained was the fire between them, reignited, stronger than ever.